until he gets back. So let me get ready to mute here. I hit the live button. So sound check, Marcus.
Yeah, checkmate King 2. This is Wybrick over.
Bill's already got the Neo in his hand there.
Yeah, I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm revealing this a little later here.
Okay.
Are we live yet? Are we live yet?
Yeah,
I just muted the
live.
second screen here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, guys, are you ready?
It's a really big show.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, and welcome into DroneNation for August 19th, 2024. What am I calling the show? Where is the DJI Neo drone here? I hope we can answer some questions tonight. We got a great panel tonight here. Marcus, my usual co-host. Now, DeMarco Moore's at film study or something for his football team, so he may be running a little bit late tonight here. We got Captain Ray all the way from Long Island, New York here. They just had a couple minutes hotels. They had some flash flood warnings this weekend from Hurricane Nessa we're going to get to. We got Bill, the drone reviewer, all the way from sunny Florida. Bill, I think you escaped Hurricane Nessa down there for the most part, right?
Yeah, we just got a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, it was typical. It was typical summer kind of rain right now,
Yep.
But Ray, you got more than
right.
You got more than typical rain in.
No, it was severe rain. A lot of flooding. It washed out the roads, and a couple of dams were washed out. And I plan on going to fly tomorrow morning early and see if I can get some shots of some of this damage.
Now, Ray, was your koi pond okay?
Yeah, my koi pond was fine. Yeah. I mean, it's full right to the top now, but the koi are all doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Good. And and Bill, how about it comes to the day where the hurricanes are hitting Long Island worse than they are Florida?
Well, we had a lot of rain when the hurricane went through. We ended up having about 12 inches, and our HOA came out and they said that our ponds worked as they should. And what they did was we found out they tier the level of the ponds. Like one pond is lower than that, is lower than that, is lower than that, and they feed through, and then it feeds it into a lack of a better term, a creek. They call it a river, really a creek. But it did what it was supposed to do. But it was pretty high, okay? Because it was 12 inches of rain in less than 36 hours. So that's a lot of rain. Yeah. That was a lot of rain. Well, and the other thing you got to remember, too, is it stirs up the wildlife. And when I mean wildlife, I'm not talking birds, okay? I'm talking gators. And they get real antsy. And, some of them went out exploring a little bit. Yeah. And so, and then the other thing it did, probably the most prevalent snake around here is water moccasins. Okay,
which is poison.
No. And the water moccasins, if you know anything about snakes, they're aggressive. Okay, rattlesnakes aren't really aggressive. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Water moccasins, they'll come after you. They are SOBs. You don't want to have anything get anywhere near them. And how you can tell them, I learned, they have a bandit mask like Zorro around their eyes, and it's a water moccasin. You do that. You run. Don't walk away from them. And then a couple of people had gators beneath their cars after it.
I couldn't imagine going outside and finding a gator underneath my car.
Well, yeah, in our development, right. There were people that had them under the car. And then some people, God bless them, leave their garage doors open, okay? Not a good idea. There was one in the garage. And you know how the guy got him out of the garage? With a Swifter.
Yeah. Well, Bill, you're from PA, and up in the mountains, some people come out the car and a 600-pound bear sitting on it. So, there are.
The big misnomer about Pennsylvania, a lot of people think there's no poisonous snakes, but like up in northwest PA, oh my gosh, there's a boatload of them up there.
Chester County has a lot of poisonous snakes too, or whatever.
Yeah,
but we better get off the snake. Yeah. We better get off Gator Nation.
This is drone show. This is DroneNation.
Real quick. We all want to pray for Marcus Crawford and his beautiful wife Sarah for good weather as they visit the Hawaiian island of Kona next week.
Right.
Yeah, have a great vacation, Marcus. Really.
And I got a surprise for later in the show for you guys.
Okay, we're waiting.
And it's sealed. It's in plastic. Can you guys
sealed?
Sealed. Yeah, look at that. It's sealed. We'll have a reveal here later in the show.
Oh wow.
We love this. This is great.
I got another one coming. That one's from Holy Stone. This one's not from Holy Stone, but I got one.
Okay. We know that one's from DJI there, but anyhow, Marcus, you'll be leaving this weekend, so you may or may not make an appearance next Monday night. Depending on what's going on.
Depends on what we got going. Yeah.
So we'll probably have. I'm going to ask Mr. John Drone Flyer if he can sit in for Marcus next Monday night.
Well, it's pretty big shoes to fill, but I think Johnny could do it.
Well, and Johnny's pretty expensive to get in here as a guest, but
Johnny
gets
really
big bucks.
I heard
he's
bucks
cast tonight to help afford to get Johnny in here. But
we need to get a GoFundMe collection because I heard he really likes those specialty hors d'oeuvres big time.
Johnny. He needs the best.
Hey, so Ron, I did figure out what drone I'm going to take to Hawaii. I'm going to take the Fimi Mini.
I thought that's what you were going to take.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you believe that.
Or how about the Wii phone or something? The Wii phone.
Oh yeah, even better. Well, I flew the DRC D65 today. If you want to talk about a quality drone,
I'm sure all those toy grade bad camera drones are banned in Hawaii. You can only take a good, DJI quality drone to get footage there.
Yeah,
one side of the island is very, very windy, Marcus. I think you probably researched that already. I forget, I get it mixed up now, but one is very, very windy and the other one is calm.
Yeah, I know it.
He won't be able to fly his Neo over on that side of the island, Ray. How'd you like that segue, guys?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, in all seriousness, I was just telling these guys, I'm going to take the Air 3. I think that's the drone to take.
That's a good choice because you won't regret. It'll be some situation where you're going to need that 3x camera to get in tight on something, and you'd rather do that than digital zoom with a mini or something.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know when we get to talking about the Neo, Jasper Ellens came out with some information about 6 hours ago. So
he dropped the full load, Bill. The full Monty got dropped today.
We've combed all the way through it, Bill.
The whole.
We're gonna go over tooth and nail, Bill. We're gonna be here for hours. This is like a marathon show. So
that's right. The whole 9 yards here.
Yeah. So as Bill already previewed, I mean, we kind of got an agenda here going, but we're kind of going to get off the agenda because of what Jasper Ellens did a few hours ago. We all thought that the release date of the Neo was going to be, August 20th, which is tomorrow morning. But now that appears to be wrong. Maybe tomorrow is just the day they announce. I mean, the email comes out. We don't really know. Some rumors, suggest now it's delayed until September. I heard that story from some semi-reliable sources. So we're just up in the air about everything. But Jasper did hit in his thing today that we may be able to pre-order it tomorrow. He didn't say for sure. He said perhaps you can pre-order it tomorrow. Okay. So it's very confusing times right now for anybody whose main goal is to get that thing ordered or whatever. I don't know, guys. Are we still going to do some sort of a show tomorrow morning? I
would temporarily plan on it, Ron. I just put a placeholder out there.
Okay.
Because overnight we could get that email. Okay.
Yeah.
And DJI. They are the one thing that's predictable about them is that they're unpredictable. Okay.
Well, but you remember one time Marcus and I were eating crow. Remember that time we ate crow where we had a release show and it was nothing.
Crickets. They stuck me with the drumstick, but it was all right.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I don't like that pre-ordering. I really don't.
I don't either, Ray. I'm with you. Yeah. It's almost like a crowdsourcing or what's the drone before it comes out. I'm trying to think of the name of the
crowdfunding.
It's like Peenie's played that game before. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Big time. I mean, yeah. And
somebody say Feeney?
Yeah, Feeney. Oh. And our good friend Hubson. They did the same thing.
They're good crowdfunders. So
pre-order. Okay.
I mean, I don't, Ray. If they said when I think it was either one, the Mini 3 or Mini 4 came out, it was a pre-order, but they told you when it was come. It was a pre-order, and you were going to get it on a certain date, which was like 2 weeks away. I'm okay if you have an exact date when you're going to get it, and that date's within a reasonable time frame. But I don't like
Right.
pre-order and then it may not come for 3 to 6 months.
Pending
Yeah.
pending shipment.
Yeah.
Pending shipment. Yeah.
So, well, but some we alluded to crowdsourcing. Now, I'm going to say this before we get to the news stuff to get this story out of the way. When kind of new rumors broke real good, of course, HoverAir, the makers of the the Air One hover thing, which is bound for about a year, and that's a crowdsourcing drone. Also, they announced a new Pro Max version of the drone, which blows the camera specs of the Neo away, 8K. 4K,
Right.
120.
I saw that.
HDR. I mean, a bigger sensor, better frame rates, and so on. Of course, that's somebody said in the pre-chat. That's kind of vaporware because it's a crowdfunding that may not be here for 6 months or more or whatever. But don't you think it was interesting, Bill, that Hover must think that this drone is mostly going to rival them as a selfie drone. And they were proactive in making sure.
Yeah, they were real proactive. Well, they have a Facebook group set out there. I got an invite from Hover is made by 00 Robotics, and I got an invite for them, and I joined the group. And there's ton of information out there on that. No idea on when that's coming out
or pricing
because
the current Hover one,
crowdfunding.
The current Hover one is more money than the Neo.
Than the Neo. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be about the same, or more. Is the current Hover X1? It's probably going to be priced accordingly like that. I mean, from what people say, okay, that these two that are coming out and what I've read, I mean, it looks to be a very intriguing drone. But again, the whole thing about 8K, guys. I mean, how many people do you know that have an 8K monitor or an 8K television or have a desktop or a laptop that can process 8K video? Okay.
Yeah, Bill, at this point, the 8K is all about being able to crop in and then post.
Yeah, you're cropping in, it's just, what it is. It's the, and forgive my terminology, it's the sexy thing to do. Okay. It's going to attract people. It's going to get attention. Okay. But it's, 8K. Wow, that's awesome. And then you realize, well, we don't have monitors, we don't have televisions, and we don't have desktops or laptops to process the 8K. Okay. Yeah. Reality hits after something like that. But it attracts people.
I guess it has some use of a drone like this. It probably won't have any type of zoom with it. If I want to draw your attention, Lon's comment in chat. He said he's not sure about the 5th. So Lon's thinking it's going to be the 5th of September. And maybe that means maybe the 5th, is that when it's going to ship if you pre-order tomorrow, or is that the date you could first order? We don't know what these dates actually mean or whatever,
I would say, Ron, it's probably more than likely. I think Jasper's probably right. I think tomorrow is a pre-order date. Okay. And I think Lon probably hit the nail on the head with September 5th or in that time frame.
That's the date you'll get it if you pre-order tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty hot selling drone, though. It's priced right, very inexpensively, and it's gonna sell, no doubt about it.
I'll be at Best Buy tomorrow morning, and if it's on the shelf, I'll take it to Hawaii with me.
Hey, there you go, Mark.
Mark is going to do the launch party live from the Best Buy parking lot.
Hey, give it a shot.
Why not?
Well, don't forget, I don't know if you saw Captain Joe, but Captain Joe on Johnny's show, he was saying that he talked to a Best Buy manager and he got a few winks from the manager.
See, it's probably sitting on pallets in the back of Best Buy, okay? And probably the same thing at Amazon and Adorama.
And he was told to check the Best Buy site at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, look, Johnny's saying the 8th.
Boy, we're seeing all kind of dates now.
So we were all hoping the new stock kit at Best Buy may put one out on the shelf early,
and somebody will pick it up, and then oops, the app doesn't work, but you can get the drone and charge it up and show it to everybody.
Yeah. So well, let's go right to I guess right to the let me get Jasper's some of Jasper's Facebook leaks up here today. Get right to the meat of the issue here.
Well, he's definitely got the inside track, that's for sure.
There
I'm
it
going
is.
to try to make this. Let's get rid of the comment off and make this as maybe as big as I can here. Let me work my magic here on the. I don't know how to make it bigger there. Oh, I know, down here, I think.
I mean, $299. I might even buy it at that price.
Yeah. So this is a leak from an Australian retailer. So I don't know if that $299 price is. I don't know what currency it is. I don't know if it is if Australian dollars are equal to US dollars. So I don't know about the $299. But of course, we've seen this picture a million times already. And here calls it 135 gram. The Neo is the latest and most compact drone today. Take off and land on your palm effortlessly without a remote controller. Capture cinematic footage with you in focus. Soar breathtaking scenery indoors and out. Be sure to include everybody in a group photo. Fresh perspective on everyday life with the Neo. 135 grams, light and portable. Palm takeoff and landing. AI subject tracking, quick shots. Multiple control options, 4K stabilized video, and full coverage propeller guards. Any comments from anybody in the panel about any of these specs?
Okay, here's the most important one in my mind. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I think the multiple control options is huge. A, autonomous for people that's all they want to do. B, you could fly it with your phone if you want to. Not for us, but if that's what you wanted to do, you can. C, you can fly it with the RCN3 controller. You notice they call it RCN3.
Right.
4, you can fly it with the motion controller 3, the goggles 3, and the DJI FPV controller. So you have a range of options there.
So this is the most versatile drone we've ever seen, as far as.
And there's a couple other. When you go to the next page, Ron, there is no SD card with this. It's 22 gigabytes of internal storage. This is on a post that he had below. DJI Neo can store up to 40 minutes of 4K 30 frames per second video or 55 minutes of 1080p 60 frames per second video, allowing you to keep all your memories stored. It also says record sound wirelessly. This is real interesting. After linking with the DJI Fly app, DJI Neo records audio through DJI Mic 2, which can be connected to your mobile phone via Bluetooth or directly through the phone's built-in microphone. The DJI Fly app can also automatically eliminate propeller noise and merge your audio track with your footage to ensure clear sound even when shooting low-altitude vlogs. High-speed, quick data transfer, no data cable needed. After connecting your phone via Wi-Fi, the footage filmed by Neo can be quickly transferred to the DJI Fly app. Transfer instantly after filming, making post-production and sharing smoother. One-tap glamour. Ensure you're always your best and shine with confidence by adding glamour effects. Just import footage into the DJI Fly app to get started.
Well, I was really waiting for this glamour effects, Bill.
This is just, I mean, they have packed, from what we're reading and what Marcus said about the controller, which is huge. They have packed so much into this. It's crazy. Okay. It really is.
Well, I'm on page 2 now. They're talking about the Sky Palm takeoff of landing. How big of a thing do you think that is, that it has the Palm takeoff feature?
Big as a CD case, they said, Rod.
Yeah. Ray, is this something you're interested in, like a Palm?
Well, I'm not an FPV guy, but I think I was getting ready to give it a try, to tell you the truth. I'm getting excited about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And here's another thing they talk about a lot here. Take center stage with AI subject tracking. Whether you're cycling, skateboarding, hiking, Neo keeps pace as your personal photographer and ensures you're always in the spotlight. Equipped with AI, everybody's got AI nowadays. Algorithms, Neo can follow the subject within frames, and you can set up captivating follow shots, smart tracking, direction tracking. Marcus, I know you play a lot around with tracking on the newer drones. Is this something that's kind of got your interest, that got the AI tracking?
This is super interesting for DJI, and this is DJI specific. Traditionally, DJI has never offered tracking on a drone without obstacle avoidance. So with this drone, they are giving you obstacle avoidance or no obstacle avoidance, and they're giving you tracking. So I guess they're kind of assuming, because you've got the cages and the that it's a ducted fan drone, that if it does hit something, it'll just fall to the ground.
Bounce around. I
Yeah,
think they had to put this on this drone because the Hover X1 has it.
Oh, and crashing is half the fun, they say.
Yeah.
I did say
one at a time. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It did say that it can handle up to level 4 wind conditions.
Yes.
The stabilization algorithm significantly reduces overall image shakes and corrects highs and tilt within plus minus 45 degrees for smooth and stable footage. Femi, are you listening? Hello. Horizon. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the actually the little Mini 3, there's no more horizon tilt on that one, but yeah.
Okay, how about this? What voice control? Hey, fly, then quotations. Wake the DJI Fly app with these words to enable voice control and pilot DJI Neo with the spoken flight directives. Anybody in the panel, how big of a deal is voice control?
So Ron, before we get on to that, I'd like to point out that level 4 wind speed, that's 13 to 18 miles an hour. So this isn't really a big wind drone. So level 4 sounds good because we've got level 5 on most everything else, but still, it doesn't take much to get more than 18 miles an hour. Bill, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say with this is, and I think this is the one thing we need to be, and you brought up a real good point here, Marcus. They're coming out with, this thing is just probably one of the most feature-packed drones that they have had for consumers, okay? But as you brought up, okay, the big Achilles heel with this is the wind, okay? Because many times down here, it's way over 14, 15, 16, 8, 20 miles an hour. I'd be able to fly the Mini 4 Pro all day long and any Mavic 3 Pro, the Air 3, but with this, it would probably be grounded, or you'd probably have to stay fairly close to the ground with something like this and not be able to take it up because it's just not going to handle it. So that's kind of an Achilles heel with this, I think.
And Bill, most selfie drones are meant not to go very high in the air.
Right.
This drone is going to really sell. It's going to get a lot of people hooked on drones, FPV in particular, and then people are going to be moving up to the Avata too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll see that happening too.
Yeah. Hey, listen, guys, you made great comments, but you didn't respond to the voice control at all.
The voice control? Let me respond to that, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm going back to remember the days of the Spark, okay?
Right.
With the hand control, and you put the hand up, and it was supposed to stop.
Yes.
And it was supposed to follow your hand and track your hand, and it would do it maybe 3 times out of 10 or something like that. So I'm a little skeptical because I think you probably have to record some phrases for it to recognize your voice before it probably recognizes that. I'm fairly sure because that's what I've seen before, especially at work, because I know we have a lot of software passcodes are voice enabled, and it has to hear, you have to say certain phrases in order for it to learn your voice. So I think that's probably what's going to happen here is they're probably going to make you say a key set of words, and then it'll record it internally and it'll match it up. So that's just yes, but I'm assuming
it takes training. I'll go, Marcus. Marcus, will you take advantage of the voice control feature?
Not important to me. However, I do understand that there are people out there that probably is a big deal for.
Correct. Captain Ray, will you be a voice
control?
Well,
I'd give it a try, and if it's fairly easy and it's responsive enough, I'd keep using it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, good point. For me, it all depends on how well it works. If Bill's rate and it's a little tricky to get used to, I probably won't use it. But if it works pretty well out of the box, I would consider it.
Johnny makes a good point in the chat too about the motors. If the motors are strong enough that the wind it will not affect it as much as we think. Good point.
Yeah, I saw that rating before too, where they're talking about it having I don't know if they say AI, but some kind of algorithms that it'll perform better in the wind than its wind rating. But that's something we won't know until we see the early adopters take it out.
My guess is, guys, that I think it'll probably handle up to 20 miles an hour wind. Because if you really listen to some DJI drones when you're out flying and how it handles the wind, what it does is it kicks up one motor versus another motor, and it helps balance the drone out. It has an algorithm and does that, and it does it really well. So I think that's probably the algorithm that they have in here, and I think it could probably withstand at least 20-mile-an-hour winds, which is really good for a drone this size.
Yeah, good. Okay, I'm going to move on from voice control since nobody's too excited over it. How about mobile app control? DJI Neo supports Wi-Fi connection to smartphones, eliminating the need for an additional remote controller. Controller Neo using virtual joysticks on the DJI Fly app interface with a control range of up to 50 meters. The app also allows you to set tracking angle and distance, giving you the freedom to shoot afar or up close as you please. Go to anybody take this first. Is anybody a fan here of flying with virtual joysticks?
No, I've done that before. No. That's a big no. I mean, it's nice if you can't afford the option of getting a regular controller, but it's really problematic in trying to get that thing to work. Plus, I recently experienced, because of the heat, my smartphone shut down, and I want to have, and thank goodness I had the controller and hit return to home and was able to come to home. And I think that's why I think most people, this is probably, it's a nice thing. Okay. And it may be a nice thing for younger people to use, but it's very limited. Look, 50 meters, that's not a lot. I mean, really 50 meters is about 150
feet. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a lot with that. So, I mean,
yeah.
It's nice.
Marcus, big fan of virtual joysticks?
Not at all.
Captain Ray?
No.
Not at all. Yeah,
stick with my controller with the sticks.
Yeah. Hey, here's a quick question for anybody here in the panel. We all have the DJI Fly app. As far as I know, there's no option to fly the DJI Fly app with virtual joysticks. So this will be required. Is this an upgrade to the current DJI Fly app, or could this be maybe a different version of the Fly app that has these virtual joysticks? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a Fly app update.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, Marcus, the DJI Fly app will get an update to add it, but it'll be specific for the Neo. It won't work with any other drone.
The Fly app will know that you're flying with only show the joysticks if you're flying the Neo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm answering a lot of obvious questions here because over the years we've all learned that drone pilots want a real controller to fly with for 99.9% of the people out there. Okay, RC control when paired with the DJI RC N3 controller, that's a new controller now. But it looks exactly like the old controller. The DJI Neo can achieve a maximum video transmission distance of 10 kilometers. Flexible.
That's far. Now that's far.
Yeah.
Really?
Using traditional RC control sticks when you need to capture professional level shots. So I'm going to throw it right out there. Why do we need why does this have to have a new version of the DJI RC, the N3? What is this going to get a new transmission?
04, Ron, OcuSync 4.
Yep, I was just going to say that OcuSync 4.
Right.
But I'm almost positive the DJI RC N2 that I fly my Mini 4 Pro with has 04 in it.
That could be, Ron.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are going to ask, is this compatible with an older controller? Because people don't order the Flymore combo, won't get that controller, and they'll want to use it with their older controller. Looks exactly like this and has the same 04 operating system. So that
I think it's going to be proprietary. I think it's going to be, you're going to have, if you want a controller, you'll have to get the DJI RC N3.
Just what people don't want, and they own another.
That's exactly what they don't want is what DJI is going to offer you there.
Jay Bird makes a good point too in the chat about the battery being dead if it flew 10 kilometers.
Yeah, it would. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Immersive motion control. The Neo can be paired with the Goggles 3, RC Motion 3, and FPV Controller 3 with a video transmission distance up to 10 kilometers. When used with the Motion 3, the Neo masters the art of one press acrobatics, which that we, of course, we had that with the Avata too. Seamless indoor navigation. Now, I don't know what seamless indoor navigation means. Definitely maneuvering through tight spaces with ease. The palm-sized Neo is flexible and agile in the air, making the perfect companion for honing your skills in manual mode. So that's a
Wow.
packed paragraph there.
Wow. I tell you what, okay. You know what? All you have to do is read this paragraph here. The three most important words, DJI Goggles 3, okay? When you're going to see that here, okay, this thing, and I'm going to tell you, if there's an opportunity to pre-order it, you need to do it immediately because of the fact that DJI Goggles 3 on there, this thing is going to sell like nobody's business.
Yeah, and Bill, how about that manual mode? Yeah, so all the hardcore guys always ask about manual mode, and they're saying,
the hardcore guys, they will eat this up, okay? Although I have to say, I may not be alive if I try to fly it inside of my house because I love my wife very much, but she is expressly forbidden me from flying.
Bill, but you need to read about that line where it says seamless indoor navigation, definitely maneuvering through tight spaces. Isn't that very impressive?
I'm impressed. Okay, if you guys, I'll send you her email address, and if you could send a pitch to her. And to make sure we want to see Bill fly inside the house. So
hey, let me go to Marcus here. What do you think what do you think their secret sauce they're putting in here to make it fly better indoors than any of their other drones, Marcus?
Yeah, boy, Ron. Other than the ducted fans, I think is the big thing that they know that you can, like Bill alluded to, you can bounce off a wall or something, and it's not going to leave a big prop mark.
Yeah, I was wondering if somehow this would have more precision control than the bigger drones.
I can't imagine how it would, Ron. It's going to have probably, I'm sure, a time of flight sensor on the bottom and an optical flow camera. But yeah, other than
that may be those two lines, maybe a little bit of DJI marketing department, huh?
And I'm going to say, as far as flying indoors is concerned, okay, this drone is ideal for that because. I had tried flying the original Mavic Pro. I tried flying the Spark indoors, okay? And even with the Spark, what happens is the downdraft, and it goes on the floor because the floor is a perfect surface, and it comes back up against the drone, and it really makes the drone unstable unless you're constantly moving. If you hover for even for a couple of seconds, it's really going to start affecting that drone. With this, though, I don't think you're going to have the problem with that downdraft, which really caused a lot of problems with flying indoors with other drones before something like this came out.
Yeah. I'm Bill. I'm kind of with you. I fly a drone indoors. On a good year, I fly a drone indoors once a year, and that's on a good year.
Yeah.
So
the Tello, Ron. What about the Tello?
The Tello was an indoor flyer because it wasn't a very good outdoor flyer. And what's that drone that you bought? That Johnny's drone at the Florida meetup.
Potenzic.
That's definitely an indoor flyer.
The little Firefly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, nobody can see it because we not. But yeah.
I don't want to move back and forth because I get myself all messed up. Ray, you don't do any most indoor flying, do you?
No, I've tried it twice with those cheaper Holy Stone drones, and I still got a dent in my ceiling up there.
So a lot of us had those stories here. I haven't done anything up except for maybe the drone, but okay. Well, we're trying to move along quick. There's a lot to get to tonight. Uncompromised image quality. The Neo sports a half-inch image sensor for snapping 12 megapixel stills combined with DJI's powerful stabilization algorithms. It can produce 4K UHD stabilized video straight out of the camera. So, kids, we know that the kind of the latest round of DJI drones all had that 1/1/3. So this is a smaller sensor, actually going back to maybe the DJI Air 2 Air had this half-inch sensor.
Or like the Mini 2, maybe, Ron?
Yeah, I think the Main 2 actually had smaller than this because the Air 2 had a bigger sensor than the Main 2. The Main 2 has a one like the one that's
That could
the size
be.
of this sensor, I believe.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
So, but this still is kind of a 2020 sensor. Now I understand we're cutting corners here, we're cutting costs or whatever. I mean, this image sensor like this will look fine during the daylight. But Marcus, just give your thoughts on this camera.
Well, I think it's exciting that they've thought about the camera, because that's what that little drone is all about, right? It's supposed to be a selfie drone, so it's important that you get good 4K. Now, 30 frames per second. Obviously, I'm a big fan of shooting in 60. So, you know, and when you're yawing and stuff, you're going to get a little bit of stuttering and blur, etc. However, yeah, not everything's perfect. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great camera.
And typically on lower price cameras and drones like this, 30 frames per second is usually the max you get on something at this price range. I should have read both paragraphs at the same time. The other paragraph is 4K Ultra HD video. Neo supports multiple resolutions of frame rates for video recording up to 30 frames per second. Rock study and horizon balancing videos that maintain clarity in both highlight and shadow areas, ensuring rich detail is visible. Bill, what's your thoughts on this camera?
My thought on that, you know, it really kind of that paragraph really kind of sounds like an Osmo Action kind of a thing. Okay, the rock steady, the horizon balancing, maintaining clarity in light and shadow. You know, it really kind of sounds very similar to some of the verbiage we've seen with like the Osmo Action cameras. So that's rather interesting that they came out with this paragraph. I mean, it really, you know, it really that's kind of what it reminds me of. Is I think you're probably going to get, I think, quality like the original Osmo Action, which is still a great. I mean, the original is still fantastic. I still think it's great. Yes. But I think it kind of reminds me of that. And I think people are going to be pretty surprised by the quality of this. I think I really think they're going to be pleasantly surprised by the images and the video they get out of it.
Yeah. And why it has rock study and horizon balancing is because it has a 1-axis gimbal, just like the FPV drones, and not a 3-axis that we're used to. Ray, what's your thoughts on this camera? On this?
Well, I tell you, I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with it. You know, I remember my first camera drone, you know, a cheap little $63 drone. And when I saw the video, I mean, it was terrible video, but I got a big kick out of it. And this is really so much better, really. Yeah. People are going to have a lot of fun with it. I see a lot of new YouTubers coming.
There you go. And of course, the next paragraph is talking about, which is what we mentioned, stabilization features for study imagery. The Neo is equipped with a single-axis mechanical gimbal combined with rock study and horizon balancing stabilization. And it's capable of handling high speed or large altitude. I don't know what that word is. Flight, as well as up to level 4 wind conditions. The stabilization algorithms significantly reduce overall image shakes and correct horizon tilt. 45-degree angle for smooth and stable footage. So what's your thoughts on just a single 1-axis gimbal in this drone?
Gonna have to get used to shooting that way with that type of camera, really, you know.
That's a good point, right?
But you
especially if you don't have the,
you'll be able to get a lot of great shots, no doubt about it. Make some nice little videos. Yep.
I mean, you know, and this is something, you know, this is the kind of drone literally you could store in your pocket if you wanted to. Okay, that's how compact this is.
Now, Bill, it doesn't fold up like the HoverAir X1 does.
That's true, but I think, you know, if you have like cargo pants, I think it would fit in a pocket like that.
Man pocket.
Take it out. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this. And then I like the fact you don't have to worry about SD cards here. Okay. You know, granted, you only have 22 gigs of storage, but if you read, it says it can store up to 40 minutes of 4K 30 or 55 minutes of 1080 60.
And you can quickly get it over to your phone to clear more space.
Yeah, and that's on the next screen is the Wi-Fi option to transfer this over is also very nice as well too. So that's a win-win here. You know, and I gotta say this, for the price, for all these features, you know, I keep waiting for the catch here. Okay. What have we missed? Okay. Because for all the value that we've seen already with all the descriptions that everything we're reading here, I'm like, okay, why isn't this drone $1,000? Seriously, guys. I mean, for what the features that we're getting with this drone, it's off the charts. It really is.
Let me go back to the one actually, Marcus. What are your thoughts about? You're a big 3-axis gimbal fan. You always show the gimbal in motion at the beginning, near the beginning of your videos. How do you feel about a 1-axis gimbal drone? I'm sorry, is Marcus still there? Anybody still there?
I'm here.
Oh, yep. Marcus must have gone away for a second, so we'll go on here. Okay, Bill touched this before we record wirelessly using the DJI Mic 2 connected, via Bluetooth, and it looks like even if you go without a microphone, you can automatically eliminate propeller noise, merge your audio track, and so on. So all that sounds like it's perfect for vloggers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, where they could get good.
Yeah, where you can post on social media very quickly
without a lot of work and additional mics and so on. Bill pointed that a little bit earlier. So yeah, that's a good feature, especially for a certain audience. And the high-speed transfer Bill touched on earlier, and we have a lot of high. Some of the other devices do that. Does like the Air 3, the Mini 4 Pro? They don't wirelessly transfer data, do they?
No.
So this is kind of first in the DJI line is wireless transfer, right?
Well, and you know what? And Ray just touched on it real well with the fact of being able to say get something out to Instagram or TikTok immediately. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a key, because you're going to see the 20 and 30 somethings buy this up left and right to be able to do that, to record moments out there, 20, 30-second shots, and boom, it's out there. It's out on Instagram. It's out on TikTok.
And DJI just recently upgraded the editing on the Fly app to make it even more powerful, to be a kind of one-touch solution.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be very powerful.
Ray, I know Ray.
Really not going to be a cinematic drone. It's going to be a fun type drone, and like Bill just said, quickly put on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I can see how our friend Johnny Drone Flyer, that one-tap glamour shot is going to be really important to Johnny.
Yeah. So exactly. I use the glamour. I think the Osmo Mobile has the glamour effects on it, but used to be a lot of the times the glamour effects are limited to 1080p. So I hope they expand maybe the 4K here, because I need my glamour shots. I've got to look good in these videos. But Ray, the high speed transfer and editing, you do a lot of your editing right on site when you're done your flight. So this is kind of right up your alley, right?
Yeah, I would like that. I would like to be able to do that. I do it anyway with the quick transfer on the Mavic 3, and
then you're editing with your iPad Mini.
Yeah, and I do most of my editing on the phone or the iPad Mini. Yeah.
Hey Ron, our good friend Mad Props Media had a good comment here. The O3 Air unit has 20 gigabytes and does the Avata 2, but the transfer is so much slower than what I'm used to. I don't like using it. Probably right. Okay.
What drone did he say now?
I think this transfer is not going to be super fast. I think you're probably best to hook up a cable, from the Neo to your laptop or PC to transfer it.
I think we got to take into account that Randy's probably doing like a full flight and whatever, trying to send that data over. With you just doing some quick shots with this little thing, those little files probably won't be as hard to wirelessly move them over.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think we're on getting to the end of this here. The editing made easy. DJI Fly app offers a vast selection of templates and sound effects for quick and easy editing, create and share videos efficiently without needing to download footage to edit, saving.
It's gonna be cool. It'll be cool.
So what they're saying is that I have another device like this, like the Insta360. You don't even have to transfer data over the edit, so it kind of saves some space on your thing. But I mentioned just a few seconds ago, they improved the Fly app recently for improved editing. So this kind of all connects here. So not that many. I know Marcus and I don't necessarily edit many of our videos on the app.
I really don't. I think that's really meant for like Ray really touched on it, Instagram and TikTok users. I think those are the kind of people that will use that to edit that, because I always like bringing mine into DaVinci Resolve because I can do so much with it. Okay.
You can do so much more.
You know, I don't, and see, and none of us that I know of or that I'm aware, and I know most of the audience out there, we don't throw it right out to Instagram. We don't throw it right out to TikTok. Okay. You know, if we're going to do anything, we might do a YouTube short, but you know, we're going to take it home. We're going to make it look nice and get it out there. You know, and I think that's, you know, if that's your ball game, you know, for like the 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, go for it. Okay. And be able to get it out there and be able to get it, you know, in a decent fashion. But for me, you know, I want to take it home. I want to get it in DaVinci Resolve. I want to make it look real nice. I want to make it sound nice as well too.
Okay, stable flight, impressive battery life. Using an infrared and monocular vision positioning system, the Neo can hover steadily in the air, maintaining stability even in wind conditions up to level 4. It also supports automatic return to home for convenient, worry-free operation. So it's good to know that it has the return to home option in there.
That's always good to have. Always good to have.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
But a little bit more to return to home here. Don't worry about returning home for palm takeoff, landing, or mobile app control. The Neo will return to the takeoff point after completing its course. When using the remote controller or immersive motion control, or the Neo supports return to home and fail-safe return to home for effortless navigation back to it. Marcus has made some, you know, great videos on return to home and even fail-safe return to home. So it's good to know that works, at least when you're using a real controller. Now, of course, again, they said if you're just using the phone or palm takeoff, it'll just return to the wherever it took off from when it completes its quick shot. So
there's going to be a lot of detail to this drone. So I can see how guys like Billy Kyle will probably be pumping out, or maybe more like Air Photography. He'll probably have about 10 videos out on the first day covering all these little intricacies.
Marcus, could an Idaho quadcopter beginner's guide be coming someday?
Possibly, yeah.
But the question is, will it go over the Snake River Canyon, Marcus?
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that, Captain.
I think it will. I think you will have enough.
It'll go over, Ray, but the questions won't come back.
I know. I think Marcus is definitely going to try it.
Yeah, that's what. See, I'm not kidding, Captain Ray. I was giving that some thought.
On a calm day.
Well, yeah, exactly. It'd have to be a fairly calm day, but first flight, I'm thinking that's what I do. I take it out there to dedication point, and like I do all the other DJI drones, and just send it. You know,
this could be the one that goes to the bottom of the canyon.
This may Marcus will definitely be purchasing DJI Care Refresh without a doubt.
And at this cheap price, it should be pretty cheap Care Refresh.
Yeah, it should. It really should.
Okay, how about wind? We touched on wind resistance a little bit here. With 18 minutes of flight time, the Neo can perform over 20 excursions. I like that word, excursions, to and from your palm in succession, documenting life's little moments with a sleek design that doesn't skip on flight duration. So, you know, when I'm talking about the palm thing, so they kind of are pushing this maybe as much as a selfie drone as they are another type of drone with measuring in you know, palm things.
Well, look at what it says in the next paragraph.
Direct charging, quick power replacement, 18-minute flight time. Connect the aircraft directly to a power source using a Type-C cable, a data cable for convenient charging. Additionally, DJI's Neo two-way charging hub can charge 3 batteries simultaneously. Bill, did that say simultaneously?
That's what it says, Ron.
Yeah,
you know what?
Charging
it's like
and efficiency.
You know, LK Tom sent me a charger for the Mavic 3 Pro that I did a review on that can charge them simultaneously. But DJI has never come. This is the first they've come out with one. If this holds true, I mean, that's why. Like I said, you know, this is probably the features that we're going to get from everything that we've read here. You know, I'm surprised this isn't a $750,000 drone.
You said $1,000 a couple minutes ago, so at least you're coming down in price.
I'm coming down a little bit here, but
hey, Bill, I hope DJI's not listening to you and adjusting the prices on this.
They could be. That might be why we haven't heard yet. So I think Frank wanted to hear my take on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Either Marcus or Ray, are you happy with the flight time and the charging options here?
For what it is, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's going to have the quick charging. Really. That's going to be great.
Well,
Yeah.
I think in reality, okay, where it says 18, I think you'll probably be lucky to get a maybe 13, maybe 12 minutes.
I've heard 12, yeah, and they said maybe even less if you're using those and the inductive props or whatever, the extra props, the safety props I'll call them, maybe even cutting down on it more because you could take those, I'm gonna call them the flying over people props off and get a little better performance.
The cage, you mean?
Yeah, the cage. Thank you. I couldn't say that word. The cage.
Yeah.
Because the inductive props don't come up, but taking the cage off probably adds you a few more minutes than with it on. How about multi-talented? We're all multi-talented here. But vlog anytime. The DJI Neo comes with the aircraft, an intelligent flight battery, propeller guards, and more enable you to swiftly dive into the thrill of flight at an affordable entry price, making it an exceptional deal for novices. You could also purchase the battery separately to extend the flight time and power up your fun. The next page has the other kit here. Let me go right to that. The DJI Neo firmware combo includes an aircraft, N3 remote controller, 3 intelligent batteries, 2-way charging hub, and more, providing superior flight control and camera operation for everyday precision aerial creation. Now, we kind of thought the price on this was $329, this kit, but then Jasper put that $299 out. Again, we don't know what country that $299 price is, but for either one, it seems that you get a lot for your buck there. But if this drone could be sold in not like the kit that was described first, we just get the drone, the battery, and the cage. What do you think that kit will cost? The non-firmware combo.
I think the $299 really is the non-Flymore combo.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I think it's $329 is probably a misnomer. You're probably going to see it. Probably my guess is anywhere $350, $375, maybe a tad under $400 to get the remote controller, the 3 batteries,
and the hub,
with charging hub. I think it's going to be a little north of that.
Okay, Marcus.
I'm thinking probably $400 for the Flymore, probably.
And $299 or $329 for the base kit.
Right.
Ray?
And again, if you're gonna get serious about this, you got to get the Flymore combo.
I agree.
Kit. You really do. That way you can keep sending it up.
You're spot on, Captain Ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, you can charge it right in the spot with the USB-C. So you could just charge it with a power bank or something right in the field. So that's something to think about. Okay, immersive flight. Unlock motion control and immersive first-person FPV flying by pairing the Neo with the Goggles 3, Motion 3, FPV controller 3. Whether indoors or out, Neo's compact form effortlessly maneuvers through spaces. So we talked about that a little bit before. Bill thought it was a big deal that it comes out of the box working with the goggles and all that stuff, and that's very true. Whatever, so we kind of covered that already. And I think that's finally it, guys.
It's gonna be a great little drone. I'm really excited about it.
I am too. I really am. I just went out to check email, and there's still nothing out there from DJI in terms of like any kind of the normal announcement that we get that something is coming kind of announcement, whatever kind of moniker they use for the release. There's been no email about that. I've been checking that. So
okay, if they're going over all that stuff, it's one of those things. Is there anything not to like there? I mean, I can't even find anything to knock there, really, except they're making us. Except they maybe make us get another controller or whatever that looks the same as all the controllers we have outside of that. And we don't know for sure that our old controllers won't work with this, but it's not a whole lot to dislike there, guys.
No.
Yeah,
no, it really isn't.
I'm seeing Lon's comment. He says $200 is plenty for a tiny 135-gram drone. So Lon Are you telling us that you're not going to get that drone? That's kind of interesting.
I mean,
Seller Pro.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be Lon's type of drone or whatever. I mean,
Lon's gonna get it.
A lot of people see this as an indoor drone, but that camera not being, with a small sensor in it and the 2.8 aperture, whatever, this may not be a good indoor camera because it doesn't sound like it's a low light drone.
No, and I think the other thing is you need to hold out the palm of your hand. And it's going to be no bigger than the palm of your hand. And people need to realize that, okay? This is not a big drone, okay? 135 grams, okay? This is not a big drone.
But, Bill, here's what you're missing. You can fly it 10 kilometers one way and maintain visual line of sight.
Well, of course, Marcus.
Yeah. And actually, the 10 kilometers, you probably couldn't get the 10 kilometers and back on the 12 minutes of flight time you're getting.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
but listen, here's the point that I was saying that tongue in cheek, but honestly, when that thing is 150 feet in front of you, are you going to be able to see it?
Hey, man, Props has a $20 down at the.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet, Randy.
That's a good bet. What's the line in Vegas about Captain Ray having one of these? And
Captain Ray, did we talk Randy into coming to the meetup this year in Florida?
Yeah, I hope he can make it. I really do.
Yeah.
Hey, that reminds me, Captain Ray, are you coming to Las Vegas?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, Marcus. I've been suggesting to my wife, let's go there for our anniversary as our anniversary that week. And she's not
going for it.
Focus on your anniversary, Ray.
Right, exactly.
You will do yourself a world of good that way.
52nd anniversary.
Congratulations. That is tremendous. Right?
Thank you.
That is absolutely
I'm hoping
tremendous.
Lon's right with his pricing here. I hope the base kit is like $200 and that Fly More kit is really $299. Maybe I'll buy 2 of them.
Or 3. Get 3.
Or 3.
Intel Maxwell's calling it the Tele Pro. That's a good one.
Well, here's my dilemma, okay? And if my son-in-law is watching DroneNation tonight, okay, hold your ears because my 5-year-old granddaughter, I want to buy this for her like now, okay? And I'm sure I would get a lecture from here till the end of time from my daughter and my son-in-law. Why did you buy this for Ellie? Okay, hear it right now. All right,
she would love it though. She would love it, no doubt about it.
Love it, and and I know when the time's right. I told my son-in-law, I said, Grandpa is getting her a drone. Okay, it's going to happen. There's no question about that, and I think this is an ideal kind of drone for her. I really do.
Hey, Ray, Brad Austin's asked in the chat if you're coming to Minefield next weekend.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to Minefield, Brad. No.
Okay. Well, let's jump to something else for a second here. We kind of got, the Neo's got us so excited we forgot that the DJI Action 5 Pro is kind of coordinate to our good friend Igor. Most of our stuff came from our good friend Jasper Ellens, who's actually a DroneNation member, of the Facebook group or whatever. But Igor put a lot of room. He put that 20th and 28th date out. So do we still think the Action 5 Pro will be showing up next week?
Wow. Who knows?
Everything's up in the air now. Really?
Yeah, Ray's right. Because, we should have had an email by now that talked about that. And we should have had an email about the Action 5 as well, too. The sneak preview kind of email. And neither one of them have come out at this point. So who knows what's going on?
Yeah, and again, a lot of people speculate the email. We'll get an email tomorrow saying that it's either a pre-order or coming Thursday or coming next week. That tomorrow won't be the actual. Maybe we don't know. Tomorrow may be a pre-order. It may just be announcing the drone, but I suspect that
or maybe there's nothing going on tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow we got crickets or whatever. Yeah.
It could be a nothing burger tomorrow. But
and the September the people saying September are right. I mean, we'll learn something one way or the other tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lon knows, so we should all be listening to Lon. Really. Yep.
Dinner bell's ringing downstairs, so I am going to step out. But
all right,
nice show tonight, and and good covering the
Have
Neo.
a great trip. Have a great trip, Marcus.
Thanks, Marcus.
Yeah,
Have fun. Enjoy your first class trip out there. That sounds very nice.
Aloha, Marcus.
Yeah. Well, I'll come back with some good drone footage for sure. I guarantee you that.
All right.
See you guys later.
See you tomorrow morning, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
So Lon's saying here the Action 5 Pro looks promising next week, huh? I heard towards the end of September. So Lon's saying cool your brakes on that Action 5 Pro. And the Action 4 is so good that I don't even feel I need an Action 5 Pro.
You see Johnny's comment down there?
John Coopy has said no more Neo. It's all the DJI FPV drones.
Johnny has one. Marcus, please no Speedo pics.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see.
Wow, Johnny. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So another thing here too, Bill, more than a month ago, or even beyond that, maybe 6 weeks ago, all we heard was DJI Air 3S rumors. That's all the rumors. The leaks of rumors are all Air 3S. And Bill is crickets now on the Air 3S.
Well, our friends
has it been delayed to September or later, and the Neo got moved up or whatever? Is that what's going on here?
I really think you remember when they leaked the pictures of the Air 3S, and it was after a crash. Because I firmly believe that, and our friend JAA, the doctor who was at the drone meet, who I absolutely love him. He's friends with me on Facebook. He had asked earlier about the Air 3S and Mavic 4 Pro. And just to kind of answer, this is a good segue to answer your question here. Okay. We really think, I know I've talked about this with Ron, is, when you saw the pictures of that Air 3S, it was damaged. It ran into some kind of accident with that. So I think they probably juggled their marketing plans, because I think the Air 3S was supposed to come out before the Neo, and they kind of flip-flopped. And that's why the Neo's coming out now versus the Air 3S, because they're fine-tuning their software.
Fine-tuning it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why that. And with the Mavic 4 Pro, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people aren't going to want to hear it. It may not come out till next year. That's just, it's right now we're heading towards the end of August. Okay. So you look September, October, November, December. Okay. There's not a lot of time left. So we'll get the Neo for sure. We'll get an Action 5 for sure. And probably an Air 3S, probably maybe October, November timeframe.
Bill, more time for us to save our money up then.
Exactly. I don't see a Mavic 4 coming out this year. I really don't.
Hey, Lon's got the GoPro 13 come out on the 16th, and he says that'll come out before the Action 5 Pro. So
probably.
So good. We'll get to see the specs early. On that thing there. So
lately the past couple of GoPros that have come out have really corrected their overheating issue.
I haven't seen much of it with the GoPro 13.
Yeah, people have talked about it's been pretty stable with them, so that's good, because this competition for action cameras, especially between GoPro and DJI, is excellent. Okay, because they drive each other to do better with
competition. Is good.
It is very good, Ray.
Yeah.
You were very right.
Yeah.
So kudos to GoPro for correcting their issues. And going forward.
With that being said, I think if your number one concern is no freezing and no overheating, whatever, I still think the Action 4 or whatever Action 3 is still superior. But I don't know about this. Maybe not this Hero 13, it may be better, but when it comes to other things, some features and maybe some video quality and stuff like that, stabilization quality, and some of those things, the GoPro has a little bit of advantage. It's all what you prioritize as your main concern,
Oh yeah. Well, and I got to tell you this, guys, when I got that Action 4, okay, now I like my Pocket 3, but I'll tell you what, my Action 4 is my go-to. It's just pairing that up with a DJI Mic 2. Oh my gosh. It's just, the audio is crisp, clear, stellar. The action shots that I get from it. Oh, I just did a video on my Tundra at the car wash. Okay. And I used the Action 4. That thing was a champ. It was an absolute positive champ. I can't say there's not enough superlatives about it. and here the Action 5's coming out. Okay, so somebody would have to literally give me an Action 5 for me to get it. Okay, because you're not have to pry my cold dead hands off my Action 4.
Sure, I feel the same way. Ray John also is asking where you're going tomorrow for the
Stony Brook, John. Stony Brook, down by the town beach there.
Okay. Yeah, good. Speaking of audio and stuff, the DJI Mic 2 got a firmware update more than a week ago now that supposedly improves the sound quality, because some people thought the sound in the latest what's their main competitor in the mic field? What's the other company's name, Bill?
Rode.
That the Rode, the latest Rode system had a little bit better sound quality. So this is supposed to improve that sound quality. Now I've done the update. I'm putting a little video together, and I did test the sound quality as far as using a mic that hadn't been updated against a mic that has been updated, but I haven't actually got a chance to go through and compare if I can hear any sound difference. But I have that video coming out, so I'm going to show you how to do the update, because updating the mic and the transmitter and receiver is a little trickier than some other DJI devices. But I'll have that coming up pretty soon.
Here's the big reveal here.
Okay, there it is.
This is the Deer RC D65. Okay, everybody get excited. Okay,
is that GPS drone, Bill?
What's that?
Is that GPS drone?
It is a GPS drone, Ron.
Looks good.
It is. I'm 14 plus age, so we'll see here. We'll be doing an unboxing and trying my best to get this thing up in the air and see if it'll fly more than 150 feet. So.
Bill, you're a better man than me.
I have doubts, Bill. I have doubts.
And guess who else is sending me a drone now? Potenzic.
Oh, that's good.
The more the merrier. Oh, I have a major announcement, so to speak.
Oh, wow.
You remember I had a channel called Bill the Technology Reviewer?
Yes.
And it's been dormant for a couple of years. I haven't really done a whole lot with it.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm firing it back up, because a lot of reviews I'm doing, like on the charging hubs and some of the other ones and the DJI mics and everything.
Accessories.
Yeah. I'm going to be funneling it over there. And then lately, I got approached. I'm going to be reviewing a Life Po, LIF Po battery. That's the kind of batteries they use for ham radio. Mm-hmm. So I'm not only doing my ham radio channel, but I'm going to do it there. I also got approached, and I'm having sent to me a leaf blower, cordless leaf blower. It's going to be on Amazon, and I'm going to be putting. So I just said, you know what? There's so much that I can transfer over from my drone reviewer channel over there. I've already got one of the videos down, and I'm going to be throwing it out on the technology reviewer channel, and I'm going to be cranking that back up again, because I think there's a real good market there and a real good medium for this, and I can cross-reference these videos on both channels. Why not? So
good for you, Bill.
Videos out there.
Yeah, good for you. Some of those videos may do better than your drone videos. More.
Oh yeah.
Hey, quick question. Going back to the Neo for a second, really. Okay, the Neo does so many things. Selfie drone, camera drone, FPV drone. But what do you think the primary? What do you think the primary function of the Neo is, Roy? Do you think it's primarily a selfie drone? Do you think it's primarily a FPV drone, or do you think it's primarily a camera drone or whatever? What do you think? What do you think is going to do best of those things, Bill?
It's going to be used a lot for vlogging, no doubt about it. And
I agree with Ray.
And posting on social media.
Do you think it'll be used mostly as a selfie drone then?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's an Instagram, TikTok kind of drone. Okay, you're going to see a lot of selfies.
Yeah, even Lon says it's a vlogging drone.
You'll go out there. People playing basketball or skateboarding or doing outdoor activities or especially just any kind of thing. I think that's what you're going to see a lot of that as, and I think you'll probably see some indoor flying with this drone too. I think it's going to lend itself to be able to do that. And I go back to
we know how well I wish I could memorize that line. How well it flies indoors.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be and you know what? I see this being used like inside arenas for hockey games. I know one of my good friends, Bobby Zahady, he flies for the Florida Panthers, and it wasn't a Nevada, it was a hybrid drone that he did, but he flew around the inside of that thing like a champ with goggles, and it was just amazing.
So it better perform better in low light than the camera specs would lead us to believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it would be great for indoors, for like arenas and things like that too.
So but by what both of you guys said here, so that means it's important on day one that both kits are offered and not just the expensive kit, because the people you're referring to, the TikTokers, whatever, they'll want to buy that kit. They don't want a controller. They want to operate with their phone. So they're going to want that whatever price the cheaper kit is it be, and not the more expensive firmware combo as old guy drone people want. So
see, they're not going to use that range.
Do you think both kits will be readily available on day one, Bill?
Oh yeah. Well, I think you're going to see more of the Flymore kit than the base kit. All right, and I think you're going to see that base kit sell out real quick. And
this is going to be for the younger generation.
Exactly.
No doubt about it.
And most of them are going to want that base kit.
Exactly. Most of them are going to want the base kit. And you realize too, with that base kit, it has a limited range, which is perfectly fine for them because that's what they want. They're not going to go out, like Marcus is going to go out over the Snake River Canyon. They're not going to go out, over the middle of a lake. Okay. Everything's going to be close at hand. You're going to see skateboarding, maybe people golfing, riding bicycles, that kind of thing. It's going to be very kind of action, selfie oriented, Instagram, TikTok kind of thing. Okay.
Johnny makes a good point there too.
This little drone could cause big problems if people.
And I think a lot of people are going to misuse this drone. I really do.
Yeah, that's
an people buy this drone won't know the regs.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be buzzing people.
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt about it.
Well, remember, Ray, with those protective cage on, it has the specs to be able to fly over people legally.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about that too. But again,
I'm not an expert on that. That you'll have to check with Greg from Pilot Institute. But Jay Bird has a comment here. Any clue in the max flight speed on Neo? Now, Jasper did not put those stats here, but I've seen the flight stats put someplace else, and Jay is real slow. Jay Bird, especially going up and down. It's It sounds like it'll be the slowest drone.
It'll be like a turtle.
It'll be the slowest DJI drone ever released, not counting Tello.
You see Lon's comment. He said, "I want the Avata to fly with the RC-N3, and I want the Neo to fly with the RC2."
Yeah. Already, this thing's not even out yet, and people are already complaining about it won't work with certain equipment.
Well, see, and DJI is so smart with their marketing. Okay, one thing that you can give DJI a lot of kudos to is they are marketing experts. Okay, the way they do these things. All right,
they tease you. They get you to be, dying to get this drone.
Exactly right.
I get it.
You hit the nail on the head.
The drone will be following airheads through the mall, and Johnny says he wants to bring it to Santa Claus with him and follow him around.
That would be fun.
But I know we tend to be giddy about these things as far as excitement. But I do look at this drone in a more critical way, guys, and I do say, well, this is a drone that nobody needs. It won't be a particularly good FPV drone. It won't be a particularly good a camera drone. I guess it'll be okay, selfie palm drone or whatever. But I mean, it's really
it'll be a drone you could just keep in your car, though. Just drive around with it in your car at all times.
For that price range, you could keep like one of those Mini 2 SEs or whatever in the car, and they're much more capable, and especially in wind and whatever. So again,
well, that's what I've been doing with the Mini 4K. I keep it in the car. All the time.
That's much more capable. Probably drone, and I don't want to pre-review anything. Of course, I haven't seen this product, I haven't tested it, so I'm not pre-reviewing anything here. But just based on the specs, it just looks like it's a below average drone in every category except the selfie palm drone. I guess it's cheaper than the Hover, and it has better specs than the Hover. I think the Hover is only 2.7K. I mean, the current Hover, not that Max one I told you about.
Ones that are coming out.
Yeah.
I think this is going to surprise a lot of people, Ron, in terms of the quality of the video that you're going to get from it. I mean, granted, you need to remember, about the gimbal situation on this. All right, and if you take that into account and compensate for that, okay, 4K 30 shoots really well. All right, and I think especially if you have a bright enough kind of day outside, I think this thing, people will be pleased with the video they're going to get from it. Okay, it's not going to be Air 3 or Mavic 3 Pro quality,
Right.
but it's still going to be good enough that you'd want to put a video out there that maybe show to family and friends and say, "Hey, look what we did today." Okay,
Bill, you're right there. Not every video needs to be a cinematic masterpiece.
right? You don't have to have 60 frames per second, 4K. Just you're with LUTs and everything. You don't have to do all that.
Like if you want to go out and film an alligator in a yard, it doesn't have to be a cinematic 4K video.
Yeah. You want to capture a moment. This drone is going to be perfect for that, and I think people are going to be pretty pleased with the video on it. I really do.
Lon says, I'm pretty sure the Neo will fly with 04 controllers from the Air 3 and Mini 4 Pro. That would be great, Lon.
Oh, that would, Lon. That really would.
And Charles Hatmaker saying all drones and tool aircraft should come with the trust test included, mandatory.
That's a good
point.
Agree. And it's true. No doubt about it.
You should be able to, in order before you to fly it, to pass that trust test. If you don't pass it, you can't fly it.
And there's a problem if you can't pass it.
Yeah.
Pass the trust test.
You should be flying then. Yeah. Hey, Jay Bird's calling it the glove box drone.
Yeah, he's right.
Yep. No doubt about it.
It really is. It really is.
He said, don't leave the batteries inside when it's hot, though. Yeah. Hopefully the hot month is about over, except for Bill in Florida. He's got a couple more months of it.
Well, last Friday, okay, the weather forecasters came out and said we were supposed to have a cold front come in. Okay, so it dropped our humidity for all of 20 minutes. Okay,
that was it
for 20 minutes. I actually went out during that time frame, and it really lowered the humidity. Okay, but then a half hour later, it was right back where it was.
Oh,
nice and cool here tonight. I'll tell you that. Really cooled off nice.
Oh, yeah. Lon's saying apparently the new hovers, the ones that aren't out, will do 37 miles per hour.
That'll be interesting.
So
it's always fun, when new drones come out. Really,
that's going to be.
They get excited about it.
Updated Tello, and again, what did the Tello when it first came out, Bill? If you just bought the base kit, was that $99.99?
It was $99. Yeah, it was $99, and then you could actually go in and mess with the code a little bit to do some things.
Yeah, they did that on purpose for kids doing like kind of projects and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Which was very interesting, and I thought maybe they were going to head in that direction, but it kind of stopped with that. Okay.
Yeah, because they had that robot too that you could do the same thing. You could mess with that little kind of that little car type of thing.
Oh yeah. Art has that robot.
Yeah.
Right.
He wanted to spin up that one year.
Yep.
Ron's calling this the Tello Pro. So
Tello Pro.
Yeah. Hey, I want to jump to a little bit of my bad news here. Of course, it's almost September now. Congress will be back in session soon. What does that mean about drone bans going forward when Congress gets back in there in September? Will that talk heat up again, or you think that's kind of pushed the?
I think it's going to fizzle out, to be honest with you. Okay. I think a lot of it was to stir up the bases, okay, and get them active and get them going again and stuff. I think it's going to die out because the election's coming up, and I think people are going to be focused on that. So to be honest with you, I don't really see it going anywhere right now because there's just so much going on right now. That's probably
definitely you're right, Bill. It's definitely not going to be a priority by any means.
Yeah, it's not a priority. Okay, there's so many other things that need to get addressed right now. That's bottom on the totem pole, and that's on both sides of the aisle. I think both of them agree. I think it's just going to be pushed off to the side, to be honest with you. I really do.
Ray, your thoughts on what if?
No, I just think it's still a good idea to keep contacting your representatives and voicing your opinion about it. And again, if you're not a member of the Drone Advocacy Alliance, join it. It's a great
do that
organization.
But it's been nice having this month go by without seeing all that stuff in the news about drone bans, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's like every day, because I sign up for Google Alerts to my email address. And it's like every day something on the ban, every single day. It's like, you know what? I just said time out. I stopped reading it because it was really they were really regurgitating the same story, and it was different news services, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC. It was all the same. CNN, Fox, everybody regurgitating the same stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm not reading anything right now about that. Okay. I'm going to enjoy this month of August. And I was focused and like we should on this Neo. Okay. It's exciting. It's something to be excited about. I mean, instead of having to worry about them taking things away, they're giving us something right now. And
Bill, there was no mention. Of course, this is under 250 grams, so it won't have to be registered or whatever. But there was no mention all about remote ID. And of course, under 250 does not require remote ID unless you're flying for professional reasons. I can't imagine too many professionals taking Neo on a pro shoot with them.
I mean, this wouldn't. Yeah, this isn't going to be. This is, to call it a consumer drone is really kind of stretching it a little bit, but professional, not even close.
So you're almost even though it never mentioned, you're almost sure no remote ID options at all in it.
Well, I saw somebody dropped in the chat that it will have remote ID, and I don't know why.
Really? Don't really need it.
Because if a professional used it, they would have to have remote ID. But again,
and I think now I will make an exception here. Okay, like I'm talking about, my friend Bobby Zahedi, who flies for the Florida.
He would be a professional, so he require remote ID. But would he require remote ID inside a hockey arena?
But he wouldn't need it inside, right?
Well, apparently so. I mean,
oh, wow.
That's what I understand. So, if you're flying over people, I mean, you probably got to have it. So
even in a privately owned building.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's my understanding. So, I mean, of course, I could be all wrong about it, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, because you know how the sports teams do. That just goes on your ticket or something as you waive the right to complain that drones flying over you.
It's like
you walk in as arenas, you waive a whole bunch of rights.
Oh yeah, it's like you go to a baseball game, and it says you could get hit by foul balls, you could be hit by flying bats, okay? And then unfortunately, years ago, before they put up the netting, this happened in Columbus. A patron got hit by a puck, and 14 years old. A couple of days later, she passed away from it. She had hematoma. So that's why, and then they started putting up the safety netting at hockey games after that because of that. So
Brad Arrows is saying the FAA has no jurisdiction indoors, but Lon I think has no Part 07 needed flying indoors. Period. Okay.
Speaking of hockey, Bill, I don't know if you saw Al Sergione's photos today. He was down at the Panthers Stadium this morning taking.
No, I didn't see Al's photo. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He just posted on his Facebook?
Yes, it was on Facebook.
Go out there and look at it. That's awesome.
Got some great shots of the stadium.
Awesome.
Right,
arena, I should say. It's called an arena, right?
Amarant Arena.
Ray, I can't say any names to protect the innocent here, but I hear there's maybe a group of drone flyers going out early tomorrow morning somewhere near the Florida Marlins Stadium because they're worried about a no flight for the baseball or whatever.
Right. I know. But I did hear another good story about drones, and that's that the New York City Police Department is going to start using drones more to patrol Central Park. And if anybody knows, that's a big park in Midtown Manhattan, because the crime
in there now, right?
And they're going to start using drones to try to prevent it, or at least maybe catch the criminals.
Would these be the non-Chinese drones the politicians want?
They didn't get into that, but I'm pretty sure that New York City does use DJI drones.
Well, we know that most of the first responders and police across the country, almost state to state, are against the Chinese drone ban.
Yes, they are. Most of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I pulled up Al's video. Wow.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Al does great work.
Fantastic. Well, you know what gets me here? Okay. You see, public sponsors the Panthers down in Sunrise. Okay. But up here, because I live in Tampa, guess who they sponsor up here? My arch nemesis, the Lightning. So,
okay.
They came out with bottles of wine, Stanley Cup champion bottles of wine for sale down in Sunrise. Okay. But you can't buy them up here. I'm like, that's not right.
Okay.
But
well, listen, to kind of wrap things up here, tomorrow morning, we don't know what's going to happen. So basically, if nothing happens tomorrow morning, there won't be any launch party show. Everybody just stay in bed. Ray, you're invited to join us tomorrow morning if anything happens.
There's no sense having it if it hasn't been released.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So if nothing happens tomorrow morning, no show at all. If we get an email tomorrow morning and you can buy it tomorrow, whatever, then we'll come on.
Right.
If the email just says it's coming out Thursday or some other date, we'll just wait to do it that day. But if you can buy it tomorrow morning, pre-order anything like that, we'll come on. But again, if no email comes out or the email comes out and just says a future date, no show tomorrow morning. Does that make sense, Bill?
Perfect. Absolutely.
Right, that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Yeah, Bill.
I'll send the links out. I'll get a kind of a show ready tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll send the links out early. But again, if nothing happens, we're not going to waste your time saying the same thing we said tonight and the same thing we're going to say tomorrow night on the Build the Drone Review show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from sunny South Florida there. I hope it's sunny tomorrow.
I got to tell you guys, you were two of the first drone live streams that I started watching, and I learned a lot watching both live streams, and I got to say thank you to both of you. Really.
Thank you, Ray. And you know what? I got to say this, okay? There is no bigger, and I hate to use the word cheerleader, but I'm gonna say, because I don't like the term, but there's no bigger drone fan than you, Ray, and there's no bigger proponent of flying drones than you. Your enthusiasm, your love for this is off the charts, okay? Yeah. And I think that's why you get so many people come to the meetup, because number one, because they love, who doesn't love Captain Ray? Okay, if you don't love Captain Ray,
they just love flying in Florida.
You need to check your human being card, okay? Because I'll tell you what, Ray, you're one of the best people that I know, and
thank you, Bill.
It's a privilege to know you, and it's so much fun. It's like Valerie said, did you make your reservations yet, or are we going? It's like because she loved it. Like, I mean, when we went down there, that was so much fun.
Yeah, the South Florida Drone Meetup unites the community in a way it's never been united before, really.
No, it's fun. We all have a good time. It's like one big happy family,
It is.
Get together. Family reunion, I call it.
It's one big happy family down there, okay? And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've never flown a drone at the meetup, okay? Because I'm too busy talking to other people and visiting with them.
Yeah, I don't get much airtime either, Bill.
Well, you both promote it, the South Florida Drone Meetup, a lot, and
of course I'm usually there.
We really do.
And I do most of my flying actually before the meetup when I'm down there. Like we had our pre-meetup in Jupiter. We did a lot of flying there this year. So
I know. It's just a good time. Yeah. Before and after.
Yeah. I can hardly wait. I mean, the last year the weather was
we got 106 people on the list, just to let everybody know.
And it'll grow.
I didn't ask for better weather, Ray, for last time. It really was. That weather was perfect. It really was.
I mean, only that first year we had a great day as far as sun, but that first year at the other location, we just had that extreme wind the whole day.
Wind, that was a windy day that day.
I mean, it was beautiful otherwise.
And you have the shirt on from the first one, Ron.
Okay, this is a collector's item now.
Bro. Yeah, that's a collector's item.
Sell that thing on eBay and make money.
You should have numbered them. You should put number 1 on this one or whatever, and numbered them by years. So. So I think we're going to end the show because again we may have to get up early tomorrow. We've gone almost an hour and a half here. One other quick promo, Ray. I talked to Johnny. I think the DroneNation crew is on the Fly for Fun show, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday.
Right. I know, and we're looking forward to having you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to being on.
You guys are always great guests. No doubt about it. I think
Marcus still may be in Hawaii, but he may have to come long distance.
Yeah.
Marcus may come over with fun. With is it a hula skirt on or
wow. I'm glad I ate my dinner a while ago.
A wine shirt and a hula. Yeah. I've never been to Hawaii, so I only know from watching.
You got to put it on your list. Got to put it on your drone bucket list.
My friend who went there this summer, all she talked about was she's not a big person, but her husband's tall. She said, Dave, the flight was killing him, the seats and all that and whatever, that he may never go back again.
That's a long
I had a good time. I was only there once, but I had a great time.
Yeah, good.
That's a long
good.
flight. Like if you're flying from LA or Seattle or something there, that's a long flight. That's like 4 or 5.
And real long flight from the east on the East Coast. Like Ray and I, we couldn't be more on the East Coast
Yeah, I
than
know
than
it
possible.
was.
We're so East Coast we could fall in the ocean, Atlantic Ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like everybody says, be prepared. And they said with flights like that, you got to get up and move around. You cannot sit still, especially you get DVT, deep vein thrombosis, and clots can form in your leg for even healthy people. So you need to get up and move around.
Of course,
It's
the
so,
time I fly now, the pilot has a seatbelt thing on the whole time because of turbulence.
yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of times they do. Well, you know, there was one time we were flying from Atlanta out to California, out to Sacramento, and the pilot, they were literally just getting ready to serve us. He told the flight attendant to sit down for the remainder of the flight. And I'm looking, and this was with my ex-wife, and they were just getting ready to serve us. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was like starving.
That's why you always got to have some beef jerky in your bag.
We did a smart thing. We stopped they had a Burger King at the Atlanta airport. So we stopped there and got a couple of burgers and fries before we got on the flight, because we knew it might be a while before we ate.
I call that rations, right?
Yes, those were rations.
Oh, yeah. Crustables. Anybody try them yet? Peanut butter and jellies like sandwiches?
Yep.
They're pretty good.
All right, folks.
Well, thank you for the invite, Ron.
If we don't see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we'll see you at 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. We'll go over what we know tomorrow night. So see you guys.
Folks.
Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you soon.
Night.
Good night.